So I got some news for you. I got some questions for you. Because my roommate finally arrived back, and
You have his table?
No, but
No. Wait, what happened to the table?
the table's gone.
Why?
But he has a new desk on his own, anyways. So, the question is, because I asked him about Lonesome Road, and he said that there's a reason that it exists.
That's a cope. Coperino, dude, it's a story that literally didn't need to be told. And more importantly, Bear Bull, you created divide, you destroyed town, you deliver package go tick. And it's like, dude, like, Ulysses, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna cap you by the end of this. Shut the fuck up. Wow, Ulysses, you have a lot of shit to say. I don't care. Damn, Ulysses, that's a lot of fucking words for someone who's about to be fucking dead. You know, in the end, it just doesn't fucking matter. I mean, the end choice of getting to nuke both sides is fun. I mean, they say you can nuke either side, but dude, let's be real. It's Fallout fucking New Vegas. Nuke both. Nuke both. Who fucking gives a shit? Nuke both. Become the monster that Ulysses, you Dixies accuses you of. Just become a fucking monster. Fuck it. Hey, you destroyed my hometown with nuke. Dude, I don't even know you.
Dude, I don't even know you.
I don't even know you. Will you remember this town? No! No, of course not. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh God.
I don't care if he says there's a reason it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, I'll tell you why it doesn't fucking matter. It's DLC.
Well, that too.
They made it up. It's literally made up.
Now,
it's literally, if you thought New Vegas was fan fiction, oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
Wait until you play the DLC.
Fan fiction. Well, here's this as well. These are the system requirements for the game that we covered. Yep, Cyberpunk 2070.
You mean it can run on a fucking toaster because it was developed for hardware from 8 years ago?
Wait, hold up.
Oh.
Yeah, that too. That exists, yes.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the PC requirements are a little higher if they've put some work into the port and they actually gave us the higher res version.
Well, they did.
But if they didn't, yeah.
Well, right there in the thing I sent you, it does show where Cyberpunk on low 1080p graphics settings with an OS of maybe Windows 7, the best operating system, Windows 10, and then you have a processor that is an Intel Core i5-3570K.
Wow, you don't need anything.
Or an AMD FX 8310, 8 gigs of RAM.
8310, that's Bulldozer!
And then, yeah.
That's Bulldozer architecture.
Yes. And,
I recognize it because I'd been running that in 2020. And that's not even a high end. That's low end.
Yeah, this is 1080p low.
That's low end. That's low end Bulldozer for a CPU.
Yep, and
I had high end. 8350.
High end. Yeah, I had an 8350 as well.
It was that was a nice CPU.
It was.
I really had no reason to replace it, and I kind of regret doing so.
Yeah.
It was a waste of money. It was a waste of money to go to the 12 core.
I do have in another computer.
Wow, I have a 12 core. Like now what happens? Well, now you just do the same shit.
Oh, you just do the same thing.
Same thing with no noticeable changes. Just
Oh.
Well, now my CPU load says 5%. Wow. Wait a minute.
Now, the graphics cards for this 1080p low settings is the GTX 780 or the Radeon RX 470. I could have ran this on my computer when I first made it.
470's old.
Yeah. It is.
Dude, I was running R9 390s for a while. And then I upgraded to RX 580s. So 470s. Oh, really? Oh, real shit?
real shit on Jaw? Yeah.
Like actual toaster. Actual toaster tier.
You can play this on a toaster at minimum settings. 70
let's be real,
gig hard
it's
drive.
probably not even gonna look all that different.
Oh, probably not.
We say minimum settings, but I mean,
Now, if you bump it up to 1080p high settings, everything pretty much stays the same as far as your operating system, just Windows 10. There's no Windows 7. The Intel Core i7-4790 or an AMD Ryzen 3 3200G.
Ryzen 3, so that's nothing.
Yeah, it's really nothing. Which
I want to buy Ryzen, but I don't want to spend money.
Well, and then so we go on. 12 gigs of memory, so 12 gigs of RAM is what you need. The graphics cards, you will need either a GTX 1060 6GB, a GTX 1660 Super, or a Radeon RX 590.
Wow. That's current. I'd say it's current specs. That's fine.
Yeah, most people would have these if they've built a computer within maybe the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect time frame. Perfect.
To run it at high settings at 1440p.
Look at it this way, nobody's scalping those cards.
Oh yeah, no one's scalping those. Look, you should get those. They are so good.
Actually, the crypto miners did kind of snatch those up.
A little bit.
Well, the RX, they ended up with drivers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mining.
Those did. Mm-hmm.
So that was the premier brand to use was these crypto drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And you could game on it, but
Oh, of course.
not encouraged.
And then for 1440p at Ultra, operating system, we all know, the processor stays the same.
COS.
Just Windows 10.
Shitty.
The processor, all the same.
What about Windows
Same
2000?
Thing.
Some of our Among Us people play on Windows 2000. Where's Windows 2000?
Oh man, Jeans, please.
Fuck you.
Jeans, please. And then,
I'll never forgive the people who wronged me in Among Us.
Oh yeah, they
Got robbed of easy W's because people are
Yes.
fucking retarded.
Yes, they did kind of rob you. Yes, I agree.
Oh man, it's a team game. Nah, I'm just gonna fucking disconnect.
Whoops,
Bye.
my phone's app crashed. Sorry.
Oops, I disconnected. Teehee. We're all friends though, right? You're dead to me.
Yeah.
My
Now-
only regret is I can't space you myself.
Oh, you got space you IRL. The graphics cards, however, changed for 1440p at high settings, or ultra settings. And what it is the RTX 2060 or a Radeon RX 570 XT.
Oh, that's the new stuff, right?
A little bit.
XT? Well, that's a current high end, right?
No, the current high end, which is important
50,
because
5800 XT.
the 5700. The one that's
So there's
current,
the
I think, is the 6800 XT.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of
Did that
6000.
just come out? Did that
It
just
did.
come out?
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say.
Now for 4K at Ultra, everything as far as the operating system stays the same. The Intel Core i7-4790 stays the same, except the AMD Ryzen is at 5. It's the Ryzen 5 3600 is your
So mid.
processor. It requires 16 gigs of RAM, and for your graphics cards, you either have to run this with an RTX 2080 Super, an RTX 3070, or a Radeon RX 6800 XT.
Jesus.
That's for Ultra at 4K, is what they say for the system requirements.
Okay, good.
Now-
I guess that's expected.
Now, for the next part of this, it changes it up a little bit. So for ray tracing, they have ray tracing minimum, high, and ultra. So for minimum at 1080p with ray tracing at minimum settings, you need Windows 10, an Intel Core i7, same thing, and a Ryzen 3 3200G. But you will still need 16 gigs of RAM. And the graphics card to run this at the medium setting.
See, I don't expect the RAM to go anywhere.
Yeah, the RAM does not change after the 16 gigabytes. The graphics cards, however, change. So for the ray tracing minimum specs for medium ray tracing is the RTX 2060. Now, if you do ray tracing at high, the ray tracing high settings that they have, which is 1440p with ray tracing at ultra. You know, Windows 10, but it requires an Intel Core i7 6700 and a Ryzen 5 3600. Of course, 16 gigs of RAM, but your graphics card...
It makes sense the CPU requirement would stop around the mid-level. It makes sense.
Yeah, right there is where it changed.
GPU does most of the work.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Now, it does require an RTX 3070, which we know is almost damn near impossible to get.
I was about to say, let me guess, I'm not getting one of those.
Nope. And then the Ray Tracing Ultra for 4K Ray Tracing Ultra. The OS, the processor, and the memory stay the same. Now, your graphics card, however, will have to be an RTX 3080. And you're definitely not getting one of those.
Well, I guess nobody's going to be enjoying Cyberpunk and high-end 4K.
Yeah.
So sad.
It
doesn't have to be in 4K Ultra.
It doesn't have to be. It would be nice for it to be.
It would be nice. But
however, we do have this thing here. We have another thing. The thing I sent you earlier. And you were telling me about how this would actually be hard to do without the official documents, right?
I mean, I haven't known of there being actual like examples of Sega VR in the wild. You know, like somebody got it out of a warehouse that they had all the abandoned shit in. So if they got a hold of stuff, that's cool. That's actually big news. But I've never known that stuff to be floating around.
Sega's unreleased Sega VR helmet, as it appeared in the August-September 1993 edition of Sega Visions magazine. Virtual reality has gone through several waves of being the next big thing that would forever change the landscape of video games. They brought up the Lawnmower Man. People don't remember the Lawnmower Man, and it really shows. One of these companies was Sega, who sought to create an affordable VR solution as an add-on for their home console, the Sega Genesis. How would that have worked, Mr. Jeans TV?
Huh? Oh, it wouldn't.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
And speaking of, the Sega VR US debut was in 1993 in Summer CES in Chicago.
Again, I don't know what they were showing off, but I highly doubt they ever got it to be affordable.
Let's see. What was $200 back then?
Too much?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like you would still have to use, obviously, your controller for controlling things, obviously.
That's right.
But I guess you could somewhat look around in it. I think they had like
do they not know?
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at the video that they have, and it's kind of like I don't know. It's not like real VR that we know today, I guess.
Listen, there's no way it was going to be real VR.
Well, because it looks like everything that you do is still on controller. It's just it's brought to your eyes.
Yes. I honestly don't know what anybody might have been expecting. As far as I mean, fuck, man, it'll be like a big screen in your face.
The Sega VR title his company worked on was Nuclear Rush, which is a first-person action game best described in the most 1993 manner possible by the game's own intro. 2032 AD, electricity is in demand, but the fossil fuels are gone. Your mission? Acquire radioactive
very
fuel.
90s.
Yeah, it really is.
Very 90s. Fellas, we gotta get off the fossil fuels.
by any means necessary, by the way. An informer, known only as the Caretaker, tells you of secret zones full of the waste of old-style reactors.
Based?
That is pretty based. Maybe that's our future in the year 2032 AD.
Oh no, my dad's told me we're gonna mine our trash in the future. That's
Okay.
actually gonna happen, and he's not wrong. I mean, if you think of all the electronic waste we have,
Oh.
the metric tons of it. Metric tons of it. Like lithium. Once we mine up all the lithium, now what happens? Well, now we're gonna start digging around for iPhones in landfills.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah. We're
We're
gonna
gonna
mine
be
our trash.
the trash people on the one thing. So it looks like they emulated what was on the Sega VR headset. I guess from what they saw during like the show, because they're playing the same thing where you're just kind of shooting stuff. You have your HUD down at the bottom, and you're going through the desert. And I think that the movement functionality is a little weird. So maybe it did function the same way, but it only moved literally left, right, up, down. But there was no 360 directional motion like gyro sensors or anything like that.
Oh, of course not.
So it's a very unique thing.
I mean, shit, the Virtual Boy existed. If you want an idea of VR in the 90s, the Virtual Boy existed.
Yes.
Operated with a controller, you stuck it on your head, you played really cool 3D games, but is it real VR? No.
Now, they said that building the ROM, it says, although the source code for Nuclear Rush was all present on Hurley's disk, there was no compiled binary to be found.
Oh.
In an attempt to find someone who could put it all together, Dylan reached out to me. At first glance, it seemed like we had just about everything we needed to build the game. All of the art dependencies were there, and most of the tools were present, albeit in the data for a different game that was on Hurley's CD-ROM, Monster Hunter.
Wow.
So
Featuring Monster Hunter. Sega VR featuring Monster Hunter. Curious.
now the game is completely unrelated to the successful Monster Hunter series by Capcom.
Still funny, though.
It is funny that people...
Somebody was thinking about a Monster Hunter back then.
Man, they had the fucking $1 billion idea. They just never closed on it.
$1 billion idea on your CD-ROM. Damn.
Man, what if we just changed it up a little bit and that's our Monster Hunter? Wow. The world, it's gone. It says most of the Nuclear Rush game code is written in C, relying on the Sierra 68000C compiler with some boilerplate code, including the Sega VR headset driver, and a few other bits and pieces written in assembly. The most cycle-intensive part of the game, the scaler, is also written in C, but with a twist. The C code generates native M68K code on demand, then calls in the generated code, which is where most of the cycles are spent. And they show a lot of technical stuff. I don't know hardly anything about it.
Oh yeah, fuck that. It's too complicated. What a bunch of fucking nerds.
They did get the ROM to run inside of an emulator. It says, I was greeted with a screen that made me very happy. It says, checking for head tracker. Please wait. I'm just looking at it. Bug hunting. This looks like good Fallout.
Which Fallout?
Oh, the good Fallout.
Oh, the nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear code, or yeah, is it or the nuclear thing? Yeah, that one.
Nuke.
Nuclear. Nuclear rush. Excuse me.
Nuclear.
It's clean energy.
Nuclear.
Yes.
Now you gotta remember George W. Bush. He couldn't pronounce it.
Nuclear. It's fucking nuclear, dude.
Nuclear.
Oh man, they had 3D Outlaw sprint cars on the Sega Genesis. Apparently they were working on VR for it.
Hell yeah. VR racing? Yeah, they were on it.
Now, apparently you can, if you have like a VR, you just use Open VR, and I guess they have a spot for you to download and try it, maybe? But they have a video that obviously links you to it, which is the unreleased Sega VR headset emulated on HTC Vive. But it looks like they have the Cosmos one, which I think has more improved tracking over just the regular HTC Vive.
If it's on the Vive, you could play it on the Index.
But they have the source code and the downloads on GitHub.
Well, at least it wasn't on Oculus.
Oh, whoops.
If it was on Oculus, Oculus, when they updated all their shit for Facebook, they locked out all the third-party apps.
Oh.
So we would have lost compatibility with that real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking Facebook.
Yep. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Zuckerman.
Thank you, Facebook. I didn't want to experience VR experiences anyway.
I know. I feel like it's just
I didn't
kind
want
of
to see
beginning.
new worlds anyway. Lol.
You guys could have had everything. No! Someone's looting my wife. Someone's looting Pika me on my timeline.
So sad.
I don't like this. Especially since he has sharp teeth. How is this enjoyable?
Pikmi has such powerful energy in expression alone.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You want to play some Halo Reach? I fucking hate this game, by the way. This is fucking boring.
You hate Halo Reach? Halo Reach,
It's dog shit.
I remember it, like I said, I got it for free once, and then I...
Good, I'm glad you got it for free.
And
I got it for like $10 on a disc.
Amazing. Thank you,
right. Then I
Halo.
guess somebody gifted it to me at some point, but I'm sure it was a mistake.
Who? Was it me?
Probably.
No way. I didn't do it.
Bruh, I'm pretty sure you were the one that sent me Reach.
Did I?
Yeah, it was you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That sucks.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
to be fair, I hadn't played it much, so if anything, it coming to the PC was like a big deal, and it's like, you know what? Sure, let's play it. Let's give it that honest chance. Oh, that was a fucking mistake.
Images that precede unfortunate events.
Redeeming a Halo Reach gift.